Welcome back to Melodic Memories of Light's Monarch. I'm Casey, and today I want to touch upon the Grammys. Now, the Grammy nomination list has been revealed. November 7th is when it came out, so a couple days ago. And I gotta say, I'm not the happiest with it. And I don't know everyone else's opinion, but that is definitely mine. And the past year, last year I definitely covered the Grammys and everything that kind of happened with who won and whatnot. I don't believe I watched it. I could be wrong. All the Grammys and different music awards kind of blend into one, not gonna lie. There's certain standout moments from each, for sure, but kind of recalling them in my memory, they all are very much the same. Just, I can't help but, and this might sound wrong to say, but more or less a waste of time. And I don't mean that in any no hate towards any artists that are performing or doing anything. It's just never what I want it to be. The outcome of who I want to win hardly ever happens unless if it is a, fan voted award show, which even then sometimes it doesn't. I get it. It's an award show. I'm rambling. All that aside, the Grammys. The Grammys themselves. The list has been revealed. And again, I'm not the happiest with it. The one main reason is 21 Pilots. If anyone knows anything about me, you would know my love for 21 Pilots runs very deep. And they are one of my favorite bands. And mind you, I'm not saying they're the only band that, didn't get their due. But in particular for them, and I need to touch upon this because I know a while back I, have said I hope they can win a Grammy again. And now that their whole storyline is over, I would love for them to win one for Breach. And now Breach was released a little bit too late for the Grammy consideration. And next year, fingers crossed, they get some nominations, consideration, please. But they did post a few just this year for consideration, being the contract under Best Rock Performance and Best Rock Song, which, that didn't get anything. But this one, the main one that I thought for sure would be a shoo-in to get at least something, at least some recognition. If you've listened to it, you'll understand why. The Line. The song that they did for Arcane Season 2 soundtrack, a show, mind you, that is like award-winning, very renowned, an amazing show. And I'm not even biased so much towards Arcane as I am 21 Pilots. I will admit my bias there. But Arcane, I didn't know anything really about League of Legends aside from what my friends would tell me here and there. And because they're kind of the nerds that played it. I never got into it. I tried maybe once years ago on a really shitty laptop. It ran like garbage. I didn't get into it. But all that aside, Arcane, just the story of what it is, it's in a very emotional show. And there are a lot of music, a lot of songs, the soundtrack for the entire season, at least season 2 and season 1 even as well. Just very good, very high quality. They didn't sleep on anything in it. They cooked, if you will. And with this song, The Line, now, I myself love 21 Pilots, as I've made very clear. They themselves as a band have many songs that have been released over the many years that they've been a band. And The Line being considered, or put up for consideration under Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Song Written for Visual Media, and Best Music Video. Why was it not nominated for any of them? I couldn't tell you. The Line, where I was going with what I was saying, The Line itself as a song is, or just might perhaps be, I can't say is for sure because there's too many good ones, like my top of the top for 21 Pilots. I think it's one of their best songs they've ever made. And the fact that it got snubbed, and I'm not saying, it's not the end of the world, they could care less, and I'm just a fan rambling along about it because I have passion for their music. I just am really upset that such an artistic song, one that wasn't even for their storyline, it can fit in with it, of course, but doesn't matter. It's a song that stands upon its own and is incredibly emotional and has a very large purpose, not only to the story of Arcane, but to Tyler Joseph himself, if not also Josh Dunn. They're 21 Pilots together. It's not just one or the other, but the lyrics themselves were taken from a place towards, I believe, Tyler Joseph's grandma when she unfortunately passed, and the turmoil he felt of that. Like, it's a very emotional song, and the fact that it just got completely overlooked, I am bewildered. And that's all I'll say about it. I've already rambled along for like 5 minutes about the one band, one song, but just so curious as to why it was looked past or just kind of forgotten. I feel like it is a song that deserves nomination, and a band that definitely deserves a nomination as well. Though, if I talked about every single artist that I think deserves a Grammy, we would be here for a while. Like, quite a while. Black Veil Brides being number one. I was there 2014, I believe, voting on that Grammy website for them to beat One Direction in the Grammy fan poll. And Black Veil won. I remember specifically seeing Black Veil beat One Direction because they made it to the final two, and no Grammy nominations ever for Black Veil Brides. And shitty, because obviously they seen the poll. They know that Black Veil Brides, at least the fans, believe they deserve one. And I get it, we have, very dedicated fan base, of course. The BVB army is a very, very powerful force, but all that aside, the music, it speaks for itself, and I wish that there were more people that really understood that. I get it, it's subjective, not everyone is going to think the same things I do, but believe me, if I was on the Academy, there would be a little bit more representation for that stuff. Also, NF, like hello. But again, I digress. They are my top three. Of course, I'm going to be biased. But the actual Grammy nominations, I just kind of wanted to touch upon the ones that really stood out to me, being mostly the rock ones. I know there's a lot for the other, categories and stuff, and I'd love to go over them, but if I went over every single one, we would be here forever. And a lot of the non-rock ones I don't really agree with. I don't know. When I look at it and see the same artists for the same music, like the biggest one, and no hate to her, I know she's very talented, no hate to her at all, but Doechii with Anxiety. Like, that song is a 6-year-old song, if not older, and it's just kind of, it got released officially on an album or whatever she did just this year. I don't understand. I don't understand how it is able to, be nominated for a Grammy just in the logistics of that alone, but also for it to be that kind of song. Like, it, not only is it somebody that I used to know, but that song itself was an amalgamation of a bunch of other songs, and I get it. Songs can sample other songs to be new songs. It's how music works. A lot of artists do it. I don't know. It just doesn't click with me as to why TikTok songs, popularity, can get it towards a Grammy nomination, but other songs that are also popular in terms of like actual sales and charts, like look at Falling in Reverse, they didn't make it on this list at all. And they were towards the top of the sale charts, if not the very top, for the rock and roll or alternative metal, like whatever the Billboard chart was. They were up there. And I was a very big Falling in Reverse fan prior to kind of him showing his true colors. And again, Ronnie Radke, no hate towards him. I have no ill intent towards him at all. He puts on a wicked fucking show. I just don't agree with a lot of what he says, and I can't stand behind that. But as just, looking at the statistics of it, if it is just popularity, like these other songs are, like the Doechii one, or Apt, APT, the one with Bruno Mars and the K-pop lady, apologies on blanking on the name, but like those songs, like they're TikTok songs, right? Are they deserving of a Grammy? Who is to say what a Grammy is worth? Like, all that aside, like the whole conversation, it turns into just a whirlwind, a slew of just you can't be right. There's no right, there's no wrong. There's no answers. A Grammy is a Grammy, and I guess if you put any weight behind it, then you do. If you don't, you don't. I don't really know how else to put it other than that, but it just makes you wonder what is worthy of a Grammy, and what is a Grammy even worth? It's something that a lot of artists chase, and I know that artists that do chase it might be making music for the wrong reasons, just saying. But I don't know. If it is popularity, like these songs can get Grammy nominations, but others can't that are actually, in my opinion, good. And I'm not like trying to hate, again, apologies if it comes off that way. Just subjectively or objectively, whichever, like for me personally, I believe something like The Line should be nominated over something like Dochi's Anxiety, or like, again, I'm sorry I'm using that one as such an example, but like, I don't know. Maybe I'm rambling towards like, absolutely nothing at all and just boring everybody. Apologies. Let me get to the actual list of proper nominations for the rock and roll categories, because they're the ones that I care about the most and the ones that I will be paying attention to the most. I don't think I'll actually watch the Grammys this in February or whenever it is next year, but I am going to keep up to date and let everyone know here who the hell wins. So out of the best rock performance, it says for new vocal or instrumental solo, duo, group, or collaborative rock recordings. You Should Not Be Doing That by Emil and the Sniffers. Never heard of them. The Emptiness Machine by Linkin Park. Hell yeah. Never Enough by Turnstile. Mirtazapine by Hayley Williams. Hayley Williams, hello. She's finally being recognized for her talent. I'm very happy about that. If you can't tell, I have bias towards her too. But I'm excited. I'm excited that she's finally getting some Grammy nominations. Not saying she's going to win them, because I do believe she should have been nominated for her last record, Flowers for Vases, or De Con Sauce. Apologies, I'm not Spanish, but really glad that she's finally getting some nominations, since the last one she got was with Paramore back with Still Into You, I believe. So quite a while ago. I believe that was like 2012. Then Changes, live from Villa Park, Back to the Beginning. Obviously the cover that Youngblood featuring Nuno Benincourt, Frank Bello, Adam Wakeman, and 2 from Sleep Token. Very cool that one's nominated. If I had to pick a best rock performance out of all of those, I would pick Changes. But for just, and who else? Like that song alone, obviously I'd love Hayley Williams to win. I'd be happy if Linkin Park won. Turnstile, they're legends, of course. Again, I don't know the other band, but for Youngblood's performance of Changes, that deserves a Grammy. At least, right? Like, not only was it so amazing, and just for Ozzy Osbourne, Ozzy got to see that before he passed away, and to capture an entire audience in such a way, and then to release it on streaming and give all of those proceeds towards, I believe it was Parkinson's, what Ozzy had. Like, respect, man. Like, I don't know. I believe that deserves the Grammy out of that category, but that's just my opinion and my prediction. So then, next category, best metal performance. For new vocal or instrumental solo, duo, group, or collaborative metal recordings, we got Night Terror by Dream Theater, Lacrima by Ghost, Emergence, Sleep Token, their first ever Grammy nomination. Wild. So happy for them. Again, I'm also a Sleep Token fan, if you didn't know, at least of Even in Arcadia. I can't speak so much for the past records, but Even in Arcadia is an amazing album, and the fact they got a nomination for anything, very cool. Really hope that, more new bands like them get noticed a little bit more, Nudge, nudge, poke, poke. Come on, Grammy Recording Academy. Then we got Soft Spine by Spirit Box, very good. And Birds by Turnstile. Now for that category, I know some people are going to get upset with my prediction, but prediction / hope, I want Emergence by Sleep Token to win. Again, you might call it bias, and a lot of people are going to be like, oh, they're not metal, blah, blah, blah. Everyone has their own opinion and bias towards whatever, but I don't know. For what Sleep Token did with Even in Arcadia, and just the song Emergence alone, I know that Emergence isn't the best song. It was the lead single, I do believe, but I don't know. I think it's Grammy worthy. I think they deserve it, especially with like the strides they've been making in the music industry. Enough said, really. I think they deserve the Grammy out of that category. I'm not saying anyone else doesn't, because some of those other songs are very good, but I'd have to go with Sleep Token. Then Best Rock Song, a Songwriters Award, including rock, hard rock, and metal songs. A song is eligible if it was first released or if it first achieved prominence during the eligibility year. Artist names appear in parentheses, singles, or tracks only. We got As Alive as You Need Me to Be, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, songwriters, Nine Inch Nails. Caramel, Vessel 1 and Vessel 2 songwriters, Sleep Token, obviously their second nomination. Glum, Daniel Williams and Hayley Williams, songwriters, Hayley Williams. Never Enough, Turnstile, Daniel Fang, Franz Lyons, Pat McRoy, Meg Mills, and Brendan Yates, songwriters. And Zombie by Dominic Harrison and Matt Schwartz, songwriters, parentheses, Youngblood. All very good songs, at least for the ones that I know. Again, I actually know every single song on this list. Wow. I can't say that for the last one, but out of all of these, I am torn between Caramel and Glum. I know Caramel is such a good song. And then it's my bias towards Hayley Williams. I want her to win some too. And if I had to really pick just one, I'm going to have to give it to Sleep Token with Caramel. I don't know if my opinion will change, but just based on it being a songwriter award, I think the lyrics in Caramel are a little bit more, I know they're different kinds of songs, but a little bit more hard-hitting, a more impactful than what Hayley brings with Glum. Not saying Glum is bad by any means. Glum is a very good song. I just think Caramel I don't know, it hit me more than what Glum did. Both are amazing songs, and all the songs on this list are very good. Zombie, oh my god. But I'd have to give it to Caramel. Next, Best Rock Album for albums containing greater than 75% playing time of new rock, hard rock, or metal recordings. We got Private Music by Deftones, I Quit by Haim, and I thought they were a pop band, but apparently they went rock. I don't know. I know they made a song with Taylor Swift a while ago, and I heard that, like Gasoline, I think. And I don't know. That one really threw me off. I'm like, why is that there? But I digress. From Zero, Linkin Park. Never Enough by Turnstile, and Idols by Youngblood. Best Rock Album. That's a very hard list, at least very hard to pick. Maybe not so much from the choices given, but just in general. I believe that other albums released this year could have made this list, or last year rather, whenever the eligibility period is. But out of the ones given, I would have to give it to either From Zero by Linkin Park or Idols by Youngblood. And I want to give it to Linkin Park just because they're legends of the game. And this is their return to form, like, yo, they're back. But then you listen to something like Idols by Youngblood, and the way that it sounds, the way he's able to channel these old musicians in the place that he recorded it at, like, if you don't know the story about Idols, look into it. It's a very, very good album, and where he recorded it, like, you can tell why it sounds the way it does. He really channeled those energies. I'm not sure who I would want to win over the other. This one I am kind of like 50-50 coin toss. Whoever wins, fine by me if it is one of the two. But I know, as most award shows go, the one that I want to win or expect to win isn't going to. So I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at a 50-50. You tell me which one you think is going to win. @Lights Monarch on all socials. Next, we got Best Alternative Music Performance. For new vocal or instrumental solo, duo/group, or collaborative alternative music recordings, we got Everything is Peaceful Love by Bon Iver, Alone by The Cure, Seeing Stars, Turnstile, Mange Tout, Wet Leg, and Parachute, Hayley Williams. This one, I'm going to give it to Hayley Williams. Parachute is an amazing song. I do believe just the performance she gives in that song. I can't say for the other ones. I haven't actually heard any of these other ones, and I know Blasphemous, of course, but Parachute, Hayley Williams, I believe she should win that one. Not only is Parachute an amazing song, the performance she gives as well is just top notch. Hayley Williams, I'm so glad she's finally getting this kind of recognition. Then, Best Alternative Music Album, Vocal or Instrumental. This is the last category. We've got Sable Fable by Bon Iver, Songs of a Lost World by The Cure, Don't Tap the Glass, Tyler the Creator. Very surprised that made alternative album. I don't thought he was rap music, but again, I haven't heard all of that. I know that there's a buddy, Hector, shout out to you, buddy. He loves Tyler the Creator, and I'm not going to ever shit on Tyler the Creator because he showed me that he's actually a very artistic individual, and respect to him. Just don't understand the alternative music title. Same kind of idea as why Haim was, nominated for the last one. But regardless, Moisturizer by Wet Leg, and the one that I think should win Best Alternative Music Album, though I don't know if I'd really call it alternative music. I guess it is, because there isn't really a genre to give it under. Like, some of it's pop, some of it's rock, some of it's whatever you want to call it. But Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party by Hayley Williams. Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party by Hayley Williams. That album alone, like, it just finally came out. It is finally fully out. And because it is fully out, she was able to announce a tour that she's going on, which I'm fingers crossed hoping to go to. Don't know if I will make it. Again, it's going to be expensive. No dates are around me, as always. But it's a very good album. I'm very happy with it. And even though I do believe her last album was stronger, at least in terms of emotion, this album still brings a lot to the table. And you can tell what she's dealing with. You can really feel she takes you on the journey of her emotional journey of dealing with, the aftermath of what has happened in her love life, in her musical life, in her personal life. Like, you get that insight view of her, and it's something that I very much appreciate. And she's able to convey a lot of these emotions and have a message towards her music and speak about something important outside of herself, in especially the song True Believer, or even the main title track, Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party, and calling certain racist and homophobic people out and kind of standing up for those people and what she believes. Like, very, very good album in my opinion. And maybe it sounds a little preachy, but I do believe she deserves it. And again, she's going on tour. She just announced it today as I'm recording it. And I really hope I can go see her in Minneapolis, because that is my birthday. April 18th, that is my birthday. She's going to be playing Minneapolis on my birthday, and I've never been to Minneapolis. I never really planned to go there, but if I could make it there, if I can get tickets and make it there for April 18th, that would be a hell of a birthday gift to myself. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Fingers crossed, though. And since we got through the Grammy list, the Grammy nominations that I wanted to touch upon, the other band that just released a tour, a bunch of tour dates that I want to touch upon anyways. I know a ton of bands have been releasing them. A bunch of festival dates have come out. But one that's coming very close to my home, 3 Days Grace. They are coming to my city. And I know I just seen them back in, it must have been June, July. Definitely in the summertime. And they put on a hell of a show. To be able to see them in my home city, I would be very happy to. We'll see what it looks like. I know it's later next year. I believe in April as well. So don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing, but I know that Reese, if you're listening, you asked me to go. I would love to. So we'll see what I can make happen and what kind of falls into place as the year goes on. But 3 Days Grace was the other big one that got announced the exact same day as Hayley Williams. I know Hayley Williams ended up leaking her tour a little bit earlier just to kind of get some hype going, because it's the way she works, I guess. But 3 Days Grace, it got leaked without them really wanting it to, so they just announced it anyways. And it's a massive tour. Like, they go a lot of places across the United States and some places in Canada that they missed on their tour last time when I just seen them with Volbeat and Wage War. So very cool. If I do get to see them, it's going to be with, I believe, Finger 11 and Royal Tusk, if I'm not mistaken. So very cool all the same. And something to, kind of look forward to, at least for Hayley Williams and 3 Days Grace. Fingers crossed I can somehow work out both. Though, something I wanted to touch upon that also happened over this past weekend. And yes, the weekend, on Saturday specifically. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, what a long induction ceremony. Very happy I was able to watch it. I've never watched a single one before, but I had to watch this one because I knew 21 Pilots were going to be performing for the White Stripes and performing their cover, brand new cover, something we've never heard them do before, of Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. We got that, and I will get into that because, wow. But the whole ceremony was very good. Like, very good. There was a bunch of artists that were, finally inducted. Cyndi Lauper and Soundgarden, the White Stripes, Salt and Peppa, Outkast, Bad Company, Joe Cocker, Warren Zevon, like a lot of very important artists, and there were even more than that. I believe Carole King, if I'm not mistaken, was one of them. I don't fully remember all of the people, obviously. It's on Disney Plus if you do want to go watch it. It was a very long ceremony, but again, it was good. I'm glad I was finally able to watch it. And we got appearances by a shit ton of artists, like so many, from Bryan Adams, Beck, Jerry Cantrell, Brandi Carlile, Doja Cat, Missy Elliott, Flea, Mick Fleetwood, J.I.D., Elton John, The Killers, David Letterman, Maxwell, Killer Mike, Taylor Momsen, Joe Perry, Iggy Pop, Questlove, Nathaniel Radcliffe, Ray, Chappelle Roan, Olivia Rodrigo, Teddy Swims, 21 Pilots, Nancy Wilson, Jim Carrey. Like, there was a lot of people there. Like, a lot of people. And I didn't even name all of them. There was a lot of people there. And a lot of artists that were there as well. And the fact that Jim Carrey was there was something that sent it over the top for me. The whole Soundgarden induction just honestly brought some tears out of me. Like, that, what a powerful moment. Like, his daughter being able to perform. Like, I won't go into details. You just got to go watch it for yourself. But the White Stripes performance, that induction, I want to kind of focus on that. Again, the whole entire ceremony was very good. And I'm very happy that these artists are finally able to be, recognized. And shout out to Cyndi Lauper for just being a badass bitch all the time. Like, what a legend she is. And to use her music to stand up for people that are different, be it of the LGBTQ plus community or anyone else really, for women in general. Like, power to her. Cyndi Lauper, keep doing your thing. Like, fuck yes. You go, girl. And then on the other hand of just, the White Stripes, like I was trying to get to, the whole performance of 21 Pilots, what they were able to do, it was very, very, very moving. Like, I know some people were kind of like, yo, what's on their head? But, and I say but because if you know 21 Pilots, you're going to understand why. They had literal white stripes hanging from their head. Like, they had a headpiece that had white stripes covering their face. They wore face coverings during this performance to literally show that this performance isn't about them. It's not about them. It is about the White Stripes and the legacy that they were able to create. And that's how respectful 21 Pilots is. As artists, as people, they were able to cover their own face and be like, yo, just to symbolize, yo, this isn't us. Like, yes, we're performing this, but that's not what the takeaway is supposed to be. It's supposed to be that this song is such a legendary song and we're playing it for them. Like, the fact they were able to be so respectful and honor the White Stripes with what they did, and then only show their face at the very end of the song and the moment where Tyler looks up and, the talks to God, the part that is talking to God. Such good symbolism. Just artists. Mwah. Like, and I'm not the only one that thinks so. A lot of people that were there thought that was the best performance of the night. So, I can't say it is all just bias. And if you watch it, let me know what you think. Again, at Lights Monarch, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I really hope it's something that gets, put on streaming. I would love to be able to stream it. And if not just stream it, but buy it too. Because I want to eventually move away from streaming. Which we are getting close to that day that I actually wanted to, cut streaming out of my life. And I'm not even ready yet. I want to, get my iPod all fixed up, get it all ready. If you listened to a few episodes ago, you'd know that I wanted to do that. But if you haven't, the whole iPod restoration community, I want to be a part of that. And I have an iPod Classic that I want to restore and kind of mod myself. Still haven't gotten towards that yet. So I'm still hoping to eventually, quit Spotify after Wrapped comes out and I get to experience my last full Wrapped anyways, but we'll see what ends up happening. I'm not too certain quite yet as of now, but fingers crossed I can get there and really push. All that aside though, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, very good. 21 Pilots, they killed it. White Stripes, congrats. And everyone else that was inducted, congratulations for finally getting the recognition that you deserve. Because honestly, there's a lot of other artists that I do believe deserve to be there, and maybe they will get their time when the time comes. We'll just have to wait and see. Though, a band that I do believe deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame one day, maybe not quite yet, because they're still, they got a lot of life left, that would be Black Veil Brides. Now, with Black Veil Brides, they've got a docu-series, and it's going to be coming out every other Friday. Shout out to Chris. Thank you, man, for commenting this on the last episode, saying the plan is for a new episode to come out every Friday, episode 2 to drop on Friday, November 14th, this Friday, the same day as NFCP Fear. And that will continue until the last episode drops on Friday, December 26th. Perfect day for it to drop because that's Andy Bierzak's birthday. What a better day. Hello? Black Veil, they had it planned. 5 episodes in total. So very, very happy. Again, Chris, thank you so much for the inside info. I'm always down to get some, info on Black Veil Brides, to see what they're doing next, to see what they're up to. They are one of my favorites. So thank you so much. If you're listening, thank you. And this Friday, we're getting the docu-series episode 2 and NF's Fear EP. Now, with NF's release getting closer and closer, he's been more cryptic and releasing these different kind of videos, little snippets and stuff. And today he just released some of the instrumental, I would assume, a backing track maybe to Fear, with him opening up this door and walking into it like a mausoleum kind of door. I'm very intrigued and kind of scared, kind of worried. He said it's going to be something like, it's still him, his style, but it's going to be different. And that's kind of all he said about it when asked from a fan on Twitter. Don't know exactly how it's going to look, but it's something for sure to look forward to if you're an NF fan or a rap fan, music fan in general. And if you're a rock and roll fan and maybe don't know Black Veil Brides, well, you can have both at once. Listen to Fear, then go watch the docuseries, or do both, do flip-flop, I don't care. Just enjoy, because we got some content coming from both sides, and I myself, I know I'm going to enjoy both because I love both artists so much. And with Black Veil doing another docu-series episode, then we have to wait another Friday past. Just gives you some more time to really kind of sit with it, just as I'm going to with Fear. That EP, oh my god, I'm so ready. But all that aside, rambles aside, we've got a lot to look forward to all the way leading up to and past Christmas. So a little Christmas gift to everyone. On Boxing Day, Andy's birthday, we're going to get that final episode and really see where this docuseries was going and the whole kind of amalgamation of their Devil's Night. I believe that's what they called their show in Wembley when they played it. So very excited for all of that. And Christmas is literally on the way, as I just mentioned. I can't believe that we're this far into the year already. Don't know exactly where I'm going to go from here in terms of everything to do with Lights Monarch. I've been having some little bit of me moments. I don't know how else to put it or really how else to touch upon it, but just know I'm doing okay and just kind of figuring out where I want to be in life. So thank you so much for listening to all of my rambles, and if you want to let me know your thoughts, again, follow me at Lights Monarch on all of my socials. Check out my YouTube channel, my TikTok, I've got pretty much everything, and if I don't have something, let me know and I'll fucking add that too. But all that aside, thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for discovering the music within.